Shabbat Shalom, friends, and welcome to another episode of the Haftarah Drop. I'm Rabbi Michael Shields, Associate Rabbi here at Temple Sinai. This week's Haftarah takes us deep into the thunderous, uncomfortable, and uncompromising voice of the prophet Jeremiah. And Jeremiah is not here to whisper. He's here to interrupt. Jeremiah speaks to the world that believes in its own invincibility. Empires feel eternal. Armies unstoppable. Egypt feels safe. And Jeremiah says to this, no power is permanent. The prophecy is directed directly at Egypt, but it's really aimed at any society that confuses strength with righteousness. Jeremiah watches the war machine rev up. Horses prepared, shields polished, troops confident, and then panic. Why do I see them terrified, retreating, their warriors crushed, says Jeremiah? Because when arrogance meets truth, truth always wins. And we get to Jeremiah's core message. Jeremiah isn't just predicting defeat. He's exposing illusion. Empires fall not only because of military force, but because of moral rot. Egypt didn't just lose a battle. It lost its way. And Jeremiah names the danger. Power without humility, strength without justice, confidence without conscience. When power forgets its limits, history remembers them for us. And we see also in this Haftarah an echo of the Exodus. The Haftarah is paired with Parshat Bo for a reason. Bo is the climax of the Exodus story. Pharaoh says, I am untouchable. God says, let's test that theory. Jeremiah is doing the same work Moses did, but centuries later. Every Pharaoh thinks they are the last Pharaoh. And Jeremiah reminds us, Egypt fell once, it can fall again, and so can anyone who worships their own strength. But don't worry, Jeremiah never ends with despair. Here's the twist. After all of the fire, after all of the judgment, after all of the collapse, Jeremiah turns suddenly, tenderly to Israel. Do not fear my servant Jacob. I am with you. This is classic Jeremiah. He dismantles empires and rebuilds hope. Judgment is not God's last word. Relationship is. Even when Israel is scattered, even when they are punished, even when they feel lost in the wreckage of history, God says, I'm not done with you. Jeremiah refuses extremes. He won't say everything's fine or everything is doomed. Instead, he says accountability matters. Justice matters. And so does mercy. You may be disciplined, but you are never discarded. That's prophetic faith, not denial, not despair, but resilient hope grounded in truth. So why does this matter now? Well, Jeremiah speaks to any generation living among loud powers and fragile truths. He reminds us that strength without ethics collapses. Silence in the face of injustice is not neutrality, it's consent. And God's covenant is not canceled by chaos. Empires rise fast, but they fall honestly. God outlives every superpower. Fear is loud, covenant is louder. History bends, but hope persists. You are not erased, you are carried. Jeremiah teaches us this sacred truth. You can survive the fall of empires because you are held by something stronger than history. Shabbat Shalom.